So I have a special news, which is so recently I caught a cold, and so I thought I thought that only I caught that cold, but actually it turned out that so there was a vacation in the spring in the spring or in this time in this season or in this spring, which means every year this country has a a week long vacation, which means the length of the vacation is a week or one week. 1 week is the length of the duration of the spring vacation. And in the case of my country, people call that vacation Golden Week. And maybe if you are from my country, if you are from my country, you can understand which vacation I'm talking about. And that vacation taking place or occupying in the end and in the beginning of in the end of April and in the beginning of May every year. And by the way, so and I had a cold during that vacation, and it turned out that other colleagues had caught that same disease. And the symptom was coughing and sneezing and so on maybe. And by the way, hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version, and this time this has something to do with the ceremony of Russia, and which means in this spring. So that country had a ceremony of Victory Day of the Second World War maybe. Yeah, that's the Victory Day of the Second World War. And but actually, so people say that that ceremony had been scaled down, and that is because that is because that country spent a lot of money for the last Ukrainian war, and not meaning. So anyway, I should tell you the title and the conclusion of this episode. The title is A Glory in the Past and a Glory Hole in the Present. And the conclusion is Russia might have been rich in the past, but it should encourage the entire population to create glory holes to make money. And this is not a joking actually. That is because so that country or Russian Federation had spent a lot of money not in the past wars, but for the war which is the last Ukrainian war anyway. And that country, so in last year in February, that country invaded into the soil of Ukraine, and it turned out that that result is a mess. And which is why so generating a lot of glory hole might solve the monetary problem of this country, which is what I'd like you to know this time. As you know, so Russia is the most sanctioned country, and not only that, to start with, that country had been poor or had been impoverished, and moreover, that country started a war against Ukraine, and that country spent a lot of money and a lot of precious human lives, and which caused severe problems, including monetary ones, and including diplomatic ones, and including ones in many aspects. So considering which, anyway, so money solves a lot of problems. Money doesn't solve all the problems, but actually money solves. So money. How should I say? Money, creates a lot of options. Of course, money is not money or how should I say? Assets are not omnipotent, but actually, so money. So people can do a lot of things by having a lot of money. So which is why considering the situation of Russia. So so that I think that country should take into consideration that country should take into consideration about about not about anyway creating a lot of glory holes. So I'm sorry for my I'm sorry for my low proficiency of English language. Anyway, so take that country should takes the idea of producing a lot of glory holes into the constellation. And if you do not understand, if you do not know the meaning of glory hole, and glory hole is a hole, pierced on a wall, and which is a wall of a chamber in restroom. And please imagine such a thing. And that hole is created for sexual intercourse, meaning, so the typical one is that a man inserts his own penis into that hole, and on the other chamber is a lady, or is a girl, and she jerks the penis, or she strokes the penis, for example, by blowjob or by hand job. And please imagine such a thing. And anyway, so that is a glory hole, and I recommend that Russia creates a lot of glory holes for prostitutions, for example, or for other uses of sexual intercourse related to sexual intercourse for generating money, which is what I'm recommending. And this is all. So wait a moment, please. And before ending this episode, I'm going to tell you the title and the conclusion of this episode. And the title is A Glory in the Past and a Glory Hole in the Present. And the conclusion is Russia might have been rich in the past, but it should encourage the entire population to create glory holes to make money. And anyway, so maybe if that country encourage for example the prostitutions toward the entire population, that country may solve at least a monetary problem. This is, of course, this is my speculation, and this is my expectation. And to start with, I don't know the future of Russia. To start with, I think the future of that country is dark. It's also dark, and to start with, the future of my country is dark anyway. And by the way, I live in Japan, and so anything else I should tell you this time? So there's nothing to tell you this time. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you. And by the way, this is a correction, and so I told you the symptom of the disease I caught recently. So, but actually, so I caught recently. So I have just mingled up with L and R because my mother tongue doesn't distinguish both of them, and the symptom. And I told you that coughing is one of the symptoms. But actually another was and I told you another symptom which was sneeze. But actually, so runny nose can be a closer description about the symptom, about one of the symptoms of that disease. And it's just a cold. That disease is not a serious one.